Another tough challenge for us this week. This is a football team, NC State, that I'm really impressed with watching them on tape. I think Coach Doran has done a fantastic job of recruiting, of just getting his philosophy and his systems in place. It's just easy to see from my perspective, because obviously I watch them very closely each year, to see the improvement in their team. Their belief in what they're doing. This is a well-coached football team in all phases, and just got them playing hard, got them playing tough, got them playing smart, got them playing confident. And I think a big part of that is they got 18 starters back. So this is a veteran football team that is sitting at 5-2. Playing at home with a sellout crowd and a top-ranked team coming in there. So. This is a great opportunity for NC State. We know we'll get the very best they got, but it's a big challenge for us. I mean, when you really sit down and you look at them offensively, they're all over the place as far as what they do. Formations, shifts, motions, alignments, personnel groupings. They're kind of BC type, I guess would be how I would describe them as far as what they want to do in the presentation of their offense, but they've got a better passing game. The quarterback, Brissett, is a really good player. He's only got one interception on the season. All the play actions and the pop passes and the screens and they've got a great power running game built with speed sweeps and jets and options and all kind of stuff coming off of it. They do a really, really good job in creating advantageous plays for themselves, and so it's a very big discipline game for us, just in being able to line up. First of all, very similar to when we were playing BC in that regard. They're a run first, kind of bloody your nose team. That's what they want to do. So this is a game of trenches. We're going to have to play great inside, and we got to do an outstanding job of containing the perimeter because they do a great job of getting outside of people. So this is a really good challenge. And when you look at them, they're averaging 5 yards a carry per rush. So they've been very effective. They've run the ball 100 and something more times than they've thrown it. They're second in the nation in time of possession, which just tells you how they've been able to sustain drives. We're first in the nation in 3 and outs. So this is kind of a clash in that regard. We've been a team that's been able to get off the field, and they've been a team that's been able to stay on the field. So a big contrast there, and a good matchup. Their quarterback's big, strong, doing a good job of taking care of the ball. They do involve him in the running game. He's been very efficient. You can't one-arm this guy. I mean, he's probably 240-plus pounds. He's a big guy and has made some really good throws. Their passing game, the leading receiver is their fullback. The second leading receiver is their running back. Their third leading receiver is their wideout, 85. So this is it just kind of tells you how they're built and what they do. So a tough team to stop. They've got a good scheme, big, strong offensive line, 4 out of the 5 starters back, tight ends back. They've got a little freshman in there at number 7 who we recruited, the Hines kid, who's electric and has gotten better and better as the season has gone on, and they've involved him a little bit more each and every week. Defensively, they play hard, they play physical, they play tough. They're where they're supposed to be. They don't make a lot of mistakes. This is again a well-coached team, defensive line-wise, active, disruptive. They've got, I guess, 8 starters back on the defensive side. So again, a lot of veterans over there, and these guys have done a great job, in my opinion, each and every week. Special teams, they're 6th in the country in punt. They're 10th in the country in kickoff return. They're 11th in the country in punt return. So this is a complete football team that is playing with confidence. And, again, it's a tough place to play. We all know that here. We have great respect for NC State. I think their environment there is one of the best places that certainly we have in this conference, and one of the better places that I've been to. They do a great job in supporting their team. And, we know it'll be jacked up for the Tigers to show up. So for us, it's just having a great week of preparation and really getting dialed in. This is a game of the trenches and a game of precise execution because this is a team that will take advantage if you're not where you're supposed to be. Any questions?
Coach Elliott said yesterday that Kelly Bryant and Nick Schuessler are competing this week in practice for the number 2 quarterback job. Just, what have you seen from Kelly and his improvement, and how confident would you feel if he had to play right now?
Yeah, well, he's a guy that has improved drastically from camp. He's still not a complete guy yet at that position. I think Brandon Streeter has done a tremendous job, not just with Deshaun, but with all of our quarterbacks. In particular Kelly. I mean, he had the furthest to go. He really, obviously, he's a great athlete. It's very easy to see his athleticism, but being a great quarterback is a different thing at this level, and being able to really have ownership of our system. And he had a long way to go. He has the same, I think, aptitude, ability, potential as Deshaun, but his foundation was not the same. Just that simple. Had a lot more to learn about our system when he got here. Well coached over at Wren, but that was really the only real opportunity he had to play quarterback. He was mostly an option guy until he got over to Wren and got better each year. And it's the same thing. He's just improving. The thing about Kelly is his work ethic is off the charts. I mean, that guy every single day is staying after practice, working on his game. And again, Street has done a great job. He's got a good feel for Kelly. He's managed him very well. I think that, the last time he went out, he didn't play very good. We had a bust right out of the gate, first play. We call something wrong. We got 2 guards pulling, and we get a tackle for loss. And I know he was disappointed and eager to get back out there, and he got an opportunity, and he played well. And as I said last week, there's several guys on our team that maybe you haven't seen quite as much in the game, but we see them every day. And even though they hadn't got as much time in the game, we see the improvement, the cumulative effect of the meetings, the film study, the corrections of other guys who are playing, the practice reps. It's been and he's one of those guys that we've just seen the light come on brighter and brighter and brighter from where he was at the beginning of camp. So Nick he did not play well the other day. Pretty obvious, and that's not indicative of his ability. Same thing. Nick is a guy that we see every day. And last time out, he played really well. 98-yard drive to end the game against Georgia Tech, and made the throws. Has a complete grasp of our offense and can do what we need him to do. But it's competition, and it's a game of performance, and he didn't play well. Kelly has moved up, and so both those guys are going to compete. And as far as who would go out there right now as the backup, I think it depends on the situation that we're in and what we need to do. Street, like I said, has got a great feel for what each one of those guys can do and what he's comfortable with. And right now we're just happy that we have a good quarterback situation. We're in a much better spot right now than we were at this time last year. That's for sure.
During Kelly's next opportunity, would you like to see him throw the ball a bit more?
It depends on the situation. Again, I mean, we throw every day in practice. I see him every day. I see him throw every day, so I know what he can do. I hope that we got number 4 in the game, and that's what I hope. I hope when we're putting those guys in there that it's like last week, and we got the game under control. I hope that I don't have to see either one of them go out there and win the game, because that means that something happened to that number 4. So that's priority number 1, is keeping him in the game. But I just want to see him continue to improve and to continue to demonstrate with every rep he gets in practice and in the game that he can win for us.
Since we're talking about depth, you had an opportunity, I dare say you didn't anticipate it, playing a lot of guys for a long time. And it probably speaks to that. These are guys, some of these guys are guys we haven't seen much.
Yep.
I'm looking at the participation chart. Two or three of those guys, I didn't even know they were on the roster.
Yeah. That was what I said after the game. The best part of the game was that we were able to play so many people. You certainly don't go into the game thinking that, you're going to play. I don't know. We took 72, and I think about 69 of them played. You don't anticipate that, but you just, you play the game, and then you respond to whatever situation you get in the game. But again, I think I mentioned this to y'all a week or so ago, because somebody asked me about some guys maybe hadn't got as much time in the game, and I'm like, that's true, but at some point, a lot of these guys that you're not talking about right now, by the end of the season, you're going to know some of these guys, and it's just simply, it's been a blessing that we've been able to bring guys along at a healthy pace, at our pace, without having to just live and die with every play with a guy out there that's really not quite ready yet, but it is what it is. We haven't been really put in that situation, and we've been very fortunate because now all of a sudden you put a whole camp together, and now you put whatever 9 weeks of a football season together, and a lot of these guys are playing on special teams, and they've gotten some snaps here and there in the game, but just the dialed-in systematic approach each and every week of learning how to prepare, learning the game plan, seeing other guys get coached, getting the reps in practice. I mean, the improvement from that. And one of the things I tell them all the time is you got to be ready. You have to be ready. You don't know, that, you're not going to have to go in and play the entire game. And if you're not ready, then number one, you lose an opportunity. And number two, you let the family down because everybody's counting on you. We're not going to all of a sudden just, expect to not win because Ben Boulware went out of the game, for example. All right, Kendall. I mean, you got to know what you're doing, man. All right, I don't care if you haven't got you have to be prepared, and we practice every day. And so it was great to see so many guys. I mean, you look at the offensive side. I mean, Fauci played 30-plus plays. Hearn played 40 snaps. Frew Morgan played 40-plus snaps. Maverick played 40 snaps or so. Not to mention our starters, and we rushed for 416 yards. We didn't have any drop-off, no sacks. The depth that we have at running back, the experience of the guys being able to go play at quarterback, all the receivers in the game, the tight ends, the experience, and there we got some really good young talent there, like Mylan Richard, Cannon Smith, Greenlee's getting better. We really have some good young guys that maybe hadn't got as much opportunity yet, but they're preparing. And it's fun to see that. And then you flip over to the defensive side, and there's Richard Yergin, had his most opportunity, best game. Albert Huggins is a better player right now than he was in fall camp, learning a new position, learning how to play instead of just headbutting people every snap, trying to play with technique and hands and footwork and things like that. It's just fun. And to see their teammates excited for them, to see Jeffrey Gibson to go in and be ready, Van Smith. Here's a guy that's starts on most all of our special teams, but hadn't had a lot of opportunity at safety yet. A few plays here and there, but he's been repping every day. He's been in all the meetings. He's been paying attention. He's learning the plan, and all of a sudden he gets in the game and he's ready. And heck, led our team in tackles. So, that's exciting when you see that. Adrian Baker probably got his most opportunity and played well for us. Marcus Edmond. Hadn't gotten a lot of opportunity. Man, he looked smooth and fluid and confident and played the perimeter blocks and gets off the blocks and makes a great tackle. Ryan Carter has been a guy that's been coming along and playing a good bit for us already. Dorian O'Daniel, I mean, just on and on and on with those guys. Austin Bryant is going to be an outstanding player, and then Jalen and Kendall went in and played great. So that's what we expect. And those guys, their confidence level right now is completely different than it was, when we were just getting this thing going. And that's a plus for us because it's a long season. We're just kind of at the halfway point for where we hope to be and the type of year we want to have. So we're going to need all those guys. And at some point, one of those guys is going to have to step up and play a much bigger role than maybe they have right now. But also as we move forward into the next few years.
I guess that it kind of maybe perks their ears up a little bit, and sort of reinforces that idea that if you're ready and if we get the opportunity, we're going to put. I would think that's very valuable.
Sure, morale. That's what I told our staff on Sunday is, man, we got a great opportunity to coach and teach this week because they're all ears. All their antennas are up. They all got to play, man. They all want to see themselves on tape. And it's it's a long season, and sometimes for a young guy that's been the guy his whole career, he's always played, and now he's just in the meeting every week and he's watching somebody else. There's just a little different, skipping their step, if you will, coming off of a game like that when their teammates they're the ones that their teammates are patting on the back and excited to see them play. So as coaches, you love that opportunity to be able to coach everybody in the room. So it's a great chance for us this week to grow our team.
Dabo, you make a big deal out of celebrating every win. In your mind, what are the dangers of maybe the opposite approach that might be elsewhere, where it's more of a robotic response to winning games?
Dangers, I don't know. I think everybody has to do things the way they believe, whatever their culture is. I don't know about dangers. I just know, for me personally, I just think guys get bored. I think it needs to be fun. College. This is college football. I think part of at least what we want these guys to take away from here is, I want them to have a great experience, man. I want them to have some fun. And it's a lot of hard work, a lot of stress on these guys. The average person out there really has no clue the type of stress that these guys deal with on a daily basis. Or maybe stress isn't the right word, but just pressure, expectations, demands, they're kids. They're young people, and it comes with the territory, and it's not a complaint. It just is the way it is. And I love to see them be able to have some fun and to let their hair down and to celebrate with their teammates when they achieve the goal. I would hate to be a place when you walk off the field and you win the game and everybody just comes in and says, "All right, boys, atta boy," and you don't really celebrate the moment, because at the end of the day, the moment's what it's all about. I've been on championship teams. I've been on a national championship team. I've been on SEC championship teams. I've been on ACC championship team. I've been a part of big games. At the end of the day, if you're just dialed in on the destination of what you want to do, that's a great moment, and it's a special time. We won the national championship my senior year, and man, I'll never forget that moment and that game and everything about it. I can still smell it, the pregame and the post game and the game within the game, and my every play I had, and my first snap in the game, fourth play of the game on punt return, and almost David Palmer almost taking it to the house, and I remember everything about it. I remember the game week, but man, it fades. Just that moment. What you remember the most is the journey. The journey to get there, the relationships, all the grind of the practices, all the games, and they're all so important. I remember, about to get beat against La Tech early in the year, and I think we beat them 13-7 on a punt return for a touchdown. I remember. Down for the first time all year against Mississippi State in Starkville, and we block a punt to win the game. First time we'd been down in the fourth quarter all year. I remember all of those things along the journey, and that's what I try to tell our guys. Let's don't look ahead. Let's don't worry about, some destination. That's great. Man, just enjoy each day. Enjoy each opportunity that you have. We only got like 30-something days left in the season, in the season, and then you got postseason. Man, every day is a gift, and that's what the poem. That's why they call it the present. Just enjoy today, win today. Don't get caught up in all the other stuff, and when you achieve your objective on Saturday, hey, let's have some fun with it. At some point you got to let these guys have a little bit of fun. and enjoy it, and then, refocus them on Monday. That's what we do.
What have you said to your team, or will you say about that 2011 game up at NC State?
Nothing. None of these guys were here. We might have had a few redshirt guys. I think Peak was here. Might have been hurt by that time, but it's really irrelevant. It has nothing to do with this game or this team. If we go up there and get beat, it ain't gonna have anything to do with 2011. It'll be because they beat us. They were better than us, and they earned it. Or we, went out and turned it over 5 times. That's why we lost up there. I think we had 3 straight turnovers in the second quarter inside our own 25. That's a recipe to get beat. And if we go up and do that, that's what'll happen. 2011 has nothing to do with this group, this team, for either side. I mean, this is all about this game on Saturday. And, we're just focused on trying to play our best game.
How do you keep them focused, as you guys continue to make this run? You have the talk of the college playoff and all those outside elements that can distract you. How do you keep them focused? Just
do what we do. I mean, show them the poll from this time last year. I think Mississippi State was #1 in the country. And they didn't even finish in the top 10. I'm not sure Ohio State was even ranked in the top 10 at this time last year and won the national championship. So none of that stuff matters. I mean, it just really doesn't matter. I mean, our goal, our focus is that. Win the division. That's all we're dialed in on. Win the division. And if we're going to win the division, we got to beat our teams in this conference, and especially those teams within our division. So that's all we focus on. And, today is Tanoga Tuesday, and we're just going to come in here and we're going to have our team meeting. We're going to do what we do. We don't vary from our formula. I mean, we don't live in a cave. You can't sit here. I mean, we only get them 20 hours. So the world has them, 100 plus hours. So, they're not guys that are oblivious to TV shows and all that type of stuff. But I think the biggest thing is you have to just rely on the leadership of your team. And we got a group of guys that are focused. They know that we haven't achieved anything yet. Our goal was not to be 7-0. That wasn't our goal on the season. Our goal is to, play 12 games and be the best we can be. And we'd love to win them all. We want to be 12-0. But you can't win 12 till you win 8. So, our goal each and every week is we don't have to win them all. Let's just win the one we're playing. Let's be better than that team we're playing. And that's been our approach, our focus. And I think the leadership of this team deserves a lot of credit because they carry that message. They resonate that into the locker room, into the dining hall, on the buses, all throughout practice, meetings, et cetera. We've got an excellent group. This group of guys, we're a very young team, and you look at our team, you say, okay, you got 39, 40 freshmen. Easy for young guys to maybe, because none of those guys, they just showing up here like, wow, this is just the way it's supposed to be, and happy-go-lucky. Oh, this is easy, and that's a danger if you don't have the right type of leadership in place and the right type of structure and culture and consistency, and we have that in place, and these guys, these senior juniors that we have. They've had a ton of success, man. They hadn't had much failure, but they've had enough. They've had enough. Pain is a great motivating thing, and they've had enough painful moments to where they have an understanding of how critical a play is, and how small our margin for error is when you're trying to truly be the best. You can look at our season last year. I could probably say 5 plays, and maybe we're in the college football playoff, and maybe the same the year before. So our guys get that. You're talking about a group of guys that have won 11, 10, and they know what it takes. They've been here, so it's not like we got a team that's never had any success. So they've learned how to handle adversity around here, and they've learned how to handle success, and both of those are very, very important. So, you know, we just stay committed to what we do and try to rely on those guys to help carry the message.